Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. If you will, please, while you're in here, go ahead and give me a couple likes. The stream has just started, and if I get a couple of likes off the jump, it will help make the stream more visible to other viewers. I'll get a wider audience. So please double tap center your screen and give me a couple likes quick. I'd really appreciate it. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are found throughout the eastern United States, all the way from New England to northern Florida. They are found as far west as Minnesota and northeastern Texas. At one time, they were called a canebrake rattlesnake in the southeastern United States. In the northeastern United States, they've always been called a timber rattlesnake. They have been grouped together into one species now, and they're all considered timber rattlesnakes. Timber rattlesnakes are listed as a species on the they are on the candidate list for the endangered species in many areas. They have been removed in some areas due to growth in population. They were on that endangered list in many areas because of habitat loss, human intervention, building, roadways, etc., deforestation. Timber rattlesnakes do not reach sexual maturity until between 8 and 11 years old. So it takes a very long time before they are able to breed and reproduce. There's about 12 people in here right now. Can y'all please give me some thumbs up? It will definitely help push this. It'll help boost the algorithm where it pushes out to a wider audience. All I need is a few of y'all to hit the like button now that the stream just started. If I get them likes in the very beginning, it really boosts the algorithm for me. Please help me out with that. Is it that y'all can't hear me, or what's the problem? I see one of y'all liked it. I appreciate that. Definitely. Got a lot of respect for you for doing that. I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into making these short videos and live streams. Hey, Sue, I just started. You didn't miss anything. We went ahead and cleaned the enclosure and put them all back up. And right after I cleaned, they're always super active. So I figured I'd start a new stream for these guys so everybody can see them moving around. Everybody follow Sue's example and hit that like button. She just got here and hit that like button the second she came in the damn door. It's like pulling fucking teeth to get a few likes on these live streams. I don't know why, because people come in and watch. That's why I only have very few friends, Sue, because most people suck. There's very few good ones like yourself, from what I've seen of you as far as watching my streams and stuff. That's what I'm saying. It don't take no extra time or nothing to fucking double tap that screen. I guess people just like to be dicks and ignore it when I'm telling them to or asking them to. If there was a way to block people when they don't do it, I would block the shit out of them. To me, it's just a respect thing. You know, I spend my time and energy on making the live streams. They come sit in here and watch, but they can't double tap the screen. Come on now, that's just a dick move. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here and listening to me talk. We tend to think of rattlesnakes as creatures to be feared, often demonized in popular media and folklore. But what if I told you that timber rattlesnakes, a native snake species, play a vital role in maintaining the health of the ecosystem it inhabits? Today, I'm going to take you on a journey through the life of this misunderstood predator, the timber rattlesnake. We'll explore their biology, their behavior, and role in nature, and also discuss the threats that they face and the conservation efforts that are critical for their survival. The timber rattlesnake, Crotalus horridus, and when they was the canebrake rattlesnake, they were Crotalus hissing, is one of the most iconic and misunderstood species of North American rattlesnakes. They're found across the eastern United States from New England down to the Gulf Coast. These snakes are essential components of their ecosystem. The timber rattlesnake is a venomous pit viper, and yes, it does have a rattle at the end of its tail. But contrary to popular belief, timber rattlesnakes are not as aggressive as they are often made out to be. They are actually very docile and they tend to be reclusive. preferring to stay hidden in the underbrush or within the forest canopies and under rocks. Some physical characteristics and behaviors are you're looking at babies here, but adult timber rattlesnakes are large snakes. Males typically reach in lengths of 3 to 5 feet, and females being just a bit smaller. Their coloration is a combination of yellowish green for the yellow phase and then black for the black phase. And then in the south, they're going to be sort of a brown, gray, tannish color. And that helps them blend into their woodland habitats. It's a behavior known as cryptic coloration. One of the most distinct features of the timber rattlesnake is its rattle, a warning mechanism that is used when it feels threatened. When the snake feels cornered or disturbed, it will shake its rattle to warn predators, or warn of potential predators, I should say, or threats, and it's just telling you to back off. It's important to note, though, that the rattle is not a sign of aggression. The rattling is more of a defensive signal, and the snake usually prefers to retreat when it can. So if you don't corner the snake, you don't step on the snake or try to pick the snake up, it's just going to want to get the hell away. The timber rattlesnakes are also solitary creatures. Even though you see them all together here, that's because they are babies. And you will find them together, in their overwintering dens. They will den up with other snakes like garter snakes, rat snakes, copperheads, etc. They're an ambush predator. They'll wait motionless in a hidden spot for hours, even days at a time, before striking at a little mammal like a rat, a bird, sometimes even frogs. I mean, I guess in the south, even lizards. Their venom, which is a potent mixture of enzymes, of neurotoxins and hemotoxins, not only helps to subdue their prey, but it also begins the process of digestion, allowing them to consume animals much larger than themselves. And there is a lot of ecological importance with these snakes. The timber rattlesnakes are critical to ecosystems that they live in as top predators in their food chain. They help control populations of small mammals such as rodents. And without these snakes, the numbers of rodents could surge, leading to an imbalance in the ecosystems. High populations of rodents could result in increased predation on crops or the spread of disease. Moreover, the venom of the timber rattlesnake helps to control populations of other small creatures, ensuring that no one species becomes too dominant. As much as they are feared, rattlesnakes help keep the entire food web in check, supporting healthier forests and woodlands. A little more to add, timber rattlesnakes have a role in maintaining biodiversity. They prey on smaller mammals and other animals. They indirectly affect the abundance of various plant species. Many of the rodents that they hunt are also seed dispersers. So when these animals are kept in check, plant communities remain more diverse. In their reproduction and lifestyle, the timber rattlesnakes have a slow reproductive rate, typically reaching sexual maturity of between 8 and 11 years of age. Some can reach sexual maturity as early as 4 years, but it's not typical. They do give live birth, so you obviously see, there's live young here. They do not come from an external egg. The egg is held inside the mother until it hatches. So sometimes they have 10 babies at a time. And like I was saying, unlike many reptiles that lay eggs, the timber rattlesnake has live birth. The young develop inside of eggs that remain inside the mother until they hatch. These eggs are not connected to the mother through an umbilical cord. Rather, it's simply an egg inside the mother, and the baby feeds off of the yolk in that egg before and just before they hatch. They'll hatch inside the mother and come out, and they sustain their life for about 2 weeks after coming out, just from that yolk that they have absorbed from that egg prior to hatching. The birthing season for these snakes usually happens in late summer. So we're talking, anywhere between the end of August to mid September. And the newborns are miniature versions of the adults. With the difference, with the black and the yellow phase ones, they are a lighter gray color, as you're seeing here in most cases, until they age. And with every shed, they will darken up. Now, the southeastern specimens will be about the color you're seeing now, even as adults. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But and then basically, when they're born, they are born with functional venom, rattle. Well, the rattle ain't really functional yet, but they're born with venom and fangs that are ready to be used. The rattle is simply a button on the end of the tail when they are born. And each time they shed their skin, they will gain another section of rattle. And the sections of rattle are made up of keratin, basically the same thing that your fingernails are made out of. And those two pieces of keratin or more, because each time they shed, they get another segment. When they move their tail or shake their tail with the tail shaking muscle, that's exactly what it's called, is the tail shaking muscle. That makes them two pieces or more pieces, clank together or click together to make that iconic noise that we know as a rattlesnake's rattle. And when they are born, they will remain with the mother for a short time before going out on their own. Basically, roughly, 7 days, 7 to 10 days, somewhere in that area, they'll stay with the mother. They will shed their skin for the first time. And once they shed their skin, they will go out on their own and start hunting. However, timber rattlesnakes have a relatively low birth rate. That's one of the things that make them vulnerable to threats that can affect adult populations. Unfortunately, timber rattlesnakes are currently facing several challenges that threaten their survival. You got habitat destructions, that's one of the main factors, human development, deforestation. Timber rattlesnakes lose their natural habitats, dense forest and undisturbed woodlands, often being forced into smaller fragmented areas. And this loss of habitat reduces their chances of finding food and shelter. Another significant threat comes from hunting and human fear. Y'all have heard me talk about before that they allow hunting in a lot of areas. Most areas only allow one per year, and they have a limited number of licenses that they will sell. I do not agree with the hunting for killing, and I do not agree with hunting every year. I myself have hunted, and I have hunted one time in my life with a permit, and I have collected once, and that was just this past year. And that was to simply add new blood to my habitat of timber rattlesnakes, because my timber rattlesnakes have been line breeding for several generations. So it is time to put in new blood to them. Despite the fact that they are non-aggressive, and docile snakes, rattlesnakes are often killed by people who perceive them as danger. Ironically, many of these snakes are just trying to go about their business of hunting and keeping ecosystems in balance. Climate change, that also presents an additional challenge as the temperatures rise, and the timber rattlesnake's range may shift and its habitat could shrink further, making it harder for species to find suitable environments to thrive. That's if all this global warming stuff is true. Who knows the facts on that? I don't know for sure. I'm kind of in the middle. But as a result of the threats that I've mentioned, many populations of timber rattlesnakes are in decline, but there are also areas that they are increasing. So it's kind of a balance, I believe. Um, The species has been listed on the vulnerable or the endangered species candidate list in several states. Um, there are some populations in some small areas that are actually considered endangered and they're protected by law. Some of the conservation efforts, as far as the state goes, or the government goes, or the local, areas, or fish and wildlife, whatever, DCNR, as far as they go, they have some conservation efforts underway. They got like habitat restoration projects. Basically, the reason for that is they're trying to reconnect fragmented landscapes, which allows these snakes to move more freely between habitats. There are protected areas being designated where human activities are restricted. And there's educational campaigns that are helping to reduce the fear and misconception of these animals. And that's one of my main goals with these live streams, is to help minimize that fear and make people understand that you could sit right in the middle of this rattlesnake habitat and there's a 99% chance you would not even get bit, because they're not aggressive. They're not going to chase you down. They don't want to bite you. They want to be left alone and they want to get away from you if you get in their area. In some areas, such as Pennsylvania, is one that I know of for sure, and I believe New York's another. Timber rattlesnakes are monitored through tracking programs. They help the scientists understand their movements and behaviors a little better. The way they do this is with a radio frequency tag, or an RF tag, that is put just underneath the skin in the rattlesnake, and then they go out with a device that picks up radio frequencies, and they're able to tell if that rattlesnake is still in the area that they had previously seen it. And if not, if they pick up a signal somewhere else, each one has its own frequency, so they know where it came from and where it's been. um in doing that, I guess the goal is for scientists to understand their movements and behaviors better. It's kind of crucial for ensuring that they have access to the resources they need. And another kind of exciting development is the increasing recognition of their ecological importance. Many conservationists argue that saving timber rattlesnakes, meaning save a whole host of other species that depend on the same forest ecosystems. So, basically, to wrap everything up that I'm saying here, I want to challenge you to reconsider your views on timber rattlesnakes. They are often viewed through the lens of fear or even hatred, but when we look deeper, we see a creature that is integral in maintaining healthy ecosystems. They are not just venomous reptiles, they are natural pest controllers, contributors to biodiversity, and silent guardians of our forest. As we continue to encroach on their habitats, it is more important than ever that we learn to live alongside these remarkable creatures, educating ourselves about the vital role they play, supporting conservation efforts, and fostering respect for all living things will ensure that timber rattlesnakes continue to thrive in our forests for generations to come. And with that, I will shut up for a little while and let you just enjoy them moving around. Come on, guys, hit that thumbs up button. I just spent 15 damn minutes there trying to give you a little education and a little bit of entertainment here. You know, the least you can do is spend 15 milliseconds to double tap your screen and give me some likes. Are y'all just a bunch of fucking millennials or Gen Z or something that want shit for nothing? Like, come on, guys. I ain't asking for money. I'm not asking for none of that shit. I'm asking you to tap on the fucking screen. Eyeless is actually, if you look, the plant's in the way. Let me see if I can push the plant out of the way here for you to see her. Let me see here. What can I do? What can I do to get you to see her without making a mess here? Let's see. Okay. The plant that's right in the center, front and center of you there, if you see the little snake there, she's the little snake in the dead center of your screen, right at the base of the ferns right there. Come on, guys. 5 people in here. Give me 5 likes. Is it really that difficult? You obviously like the damn thing because I've always got 5 or 6. So that tells me that it's probably the same people watching it. I can go into my analytics and find out to be sure, but I'm not going to go through all that trouble. But y'all could hit the like button while you're in here. Double tap on the screen. That's all it takes. Quick little double tap. Yeah, Sue, she's down there. She will end up getting up and coming up closer, I'm sure. When one of the other ones crawl over her for a second, it'll disturb her and she'll get up there. But yeah, Eyeless is going to be basically an ambassador. I'm going to handle her frequently throughout her years until she's got a little size to her. And she's also going to remain in an enclosure. I'm not going to put her in the outdoor habitat. I'm going to keep her, as a closer pet and keep her real calm, docile to where, she's an ambassador that I can feel comfortable getting her out around people who are touring the facility and things like that. Whenever I see somebody's videos, I immediately like their video. Even if I don't like it, I still tap the like button because I know that it's something that they're passionate about, or something they're trying to succeed at. So I try to give them a little bit of support that I can. It blows my mind that there's not other people like that, or very few people like that. Rather, not that there's nobody, because I've got a couple of y'all that support me. And I'm sure you get annoyed hearing me ask for likes over and over again. Yeah, I believe she'll be a good ambassador as well. The good part is having her as a brand new little baby. And she is, she's very undersized. She's a tiny little snake. And and that missing eyeball. So we'll keep her we'll keep her calm. We'll keep her a, fun little ambassador that, I'll get her used to being in a tube and stuff. That way, when there's people around, I can tube her easily and let them pet her and touch her and stuff without any risk. But yeah, the smaller channels that are, getting started out and stuff, like I say, 99% of the channels I see out there are begging for money, or, oh, if you can't send a super chat, then leave and stuff like that, I, why? I mean, that's and that's the part I don't understand. You got people that are always begging for money and shit. I'm straight up telling people that I'm not asking you for money. I don't accept donations, nothing monetary wise. I just want you to double tap your screen, and I that's why it blows my mind so bad that people don't hit that like button. But I have noticed once I do get people to start hitting the button and I get 9 or 10 people that liked it, other people will follow suit, but nobody wants to be the leader. Kind of like how you probably found me, Sue, was I was arrested at the airport while picking up some venomous snakes. And I had to reach out to a couple of people like Delete Laws, Rogue Nation, and Accountability for All. And I had to message every one of them except Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation, he hit me right back. I left my phone number and he called me back, 7 o'clock in the morning. Called me to talk to me about it and ran my story. And, and then Josh Abrams from Accountability for All. I had to message him several times, Chili from Delete Laws. I messaged back and forth with him several times, before any of them would take a second to even look at the videos. Except, like I say, except Rogue Nation. And that's why I gave Rogue Nation a ball python snake for his family. His wife and daughter wanted a ball python snake. And I gave him one because, I paid the shipping on me and everything to ship it from South Carolina to Florida. all because he had enough respect to help me out. So I wanted to, show my appreciation back to him. I mean, in this world, you can't really expect something for nothing. The world just ain't designed that way anymore. So, I don't like when, you know, people don't want to help their fellow man. I don't like that shit. And, I don't want to make my channel about coming on here bitching and complaining, all the time. But I also do want to get my point across to a few people. Well, I definitely respect that you're here watching my streams after hearing all the cussing I did. Yeah, George, the owner of Rogue Nation channel, he's a great guy. I mean, you don't get much better than him. There you go, Sue. There's Ilis. This girl's name is Ilis, Islis. As you've seen there, she does not have an eyeball on the left side. She's only got one eye. She was born, it's a birth defect. A lot of people or breeders or reptile keepers will euthanize an animal if they are born with deformities. However, here at the Virtual Reptarium, we will not euthanize unless absolutely necessary. If they can live with the deformity they have, we will euthanize, or we will not euthanize. And this girl here, she is very small. She's less than half the size of her siblings, but she's very healthy, doing just fine. So, as you heard me talking with Sue, we are going to use her as an ambassador here at the Virtual Reptarium. And we're going to handle her frequently and keep her calm. As you see, she has no problem Sorry, guys, that damn alarm is going off. But as you see, she has no problem staying on the hook and everything because we do hold her and stuff. But yeah, anyway, Sue asked about her, so I figured I'd pull her up and show Sue and let the rest of y'all check her out and see what we're talking about here. Thank you to the 3 that have hit the like button. We got 13 in here. Will some more of y'all please double tap that screen, give us some likes here? When you give us likes, it helps boost the algorithm to get this out for more people to see it. If you don't hit the like button, YouTube's algorithm does not put it in the feed. The only way to keep it relevant and keep it in the feed is for all of y'all to hit that like button. All right, Eyeless, I'm going to put Eyeless here on this branch, see if maybe she'll stay on here for a little while. There you go. Let's try to zoom in on her a little. Yes, she is. She's doing very well. Let me shut this alarm up. She's just a hanging out right there where I put her. We're going to go ahead and feed her again tomorrow. All the bigger ones, we're going to wait a couple of more days. There you go. I don't know if y'all could see that behind Eyeless there, but one of them just yawned, gave us a really big, wide open mouth yawn. There he goes again. See that? That's got to be worthy of a like, guys. Come on. Where else are you going to get to see a rattlesnake's fangs? You ain't going to do it. Not live, anyway. Excuse me. Looks like we have about 15 people checking out the stream right now. Will a few of y'all please double tap your screen there? Give me some likes. I've been on here for about 50 minutes and I only have 3 likes, 4 likes. There we go. Thank you very much. A couple more of y'all, please double tap that screen. Again, we've been here 50 minutes. We only got 4 likes. I need to get this stream up to 20 likes. Once I have 20 likes, that helps keep the stream relevant all night long. And I would be able to keep this stream going until the morning. Does anybody know how to shut the alarm up on a broken cell phone that you can no longer touch the screen on? I got it. I finally got that sumbitch to turn off. Come on, guys. We got 14 people in here, only 4 likes. That means at least 10 of y'all haven't hit the like button yet. Come on, guys. Hit that like button for me. Double tap the screen. It doesn't take any time for you to do. Whether you like the stream or you don't, hit it for me. There's other people who do like it, so you hitting the like button will help boost the algorithm and keep it relevant. So, I just want to briefly address an interesting topic in the world of herpetology: the grouping of the canebrake rattlesnake and the timber rattlesnake into one species. For many years, these two snakes were thought to be separate species, with the timber rattlesnake, Crotalus horridus, typically found in the forested areas of the eastern United States, and the canebrake rattlesnake, Crotalus horridus, found more commonly in the southeastern United States, particularly in areas with dense cane fields and wetlands. Despite their geographic differences, they shared many physical and behavioral traits. Recent genetic studies, however, have shown that the differences between the two are minimal. Both snakes belong to the same species and exhibit a high degree of genetic similarity. The primary distinctions, such as color patterns or habitat preferences, are largely environmental variations rather than indications of separate species. The main reason for grouping them into one species is that the canebrake rattlesnake is considered a subspecies of the timber rattlesnake, with no significant genetic barriers separating the two. In fact, the differences we observe, such as the canebrake's darker color or preference for certain habitats, are just adaptations to their respective environments rather than evolutionary differences that would warrant separate species status. Understanding that these two snakes are part of the same species helps streamline conservation efforts, and it highlights the need for protecting habitats across their shared range. It also underscores how small, subtle environmental factors can shape a species' appearance, even when their genetic makeup remains largely the same. The canebrake and timber rattlesnake are not separate species, but variations of the same species. They have adapted to their environments in unique ways. This distinction helps us better appreciate the diversity within species and refine our conservation strategies for these important reptiles. Come on, guys, hit that thumbs up. Double tap your screen or go on up there to the right corner, hit the 3 dots, get that menu, and hit like up there. However is easier for you. But tapping on the screen takes you a split second. Valma, how are you? Thank you for dropping in and leaving a comment. Hit that like button if you haven't already. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes here. These babies are, what are they, 15 days old now, I believe it is. I might be off by a day or two. You would be able to check back through some of my short videos and determine if I'm correct on the age or not. But I think it's right around 15 days. Come on, 21 of y'all in here. I just need to get to 20 likes. Once I'm at 20 likes, I'm a happy camper. Come on, guys. Double tap that screen. Help a fella out here. I have made this offer several times in the past and nobody has taken a guess. So I'm going to make this offer again one more time. If you can guess the exact number of baby timber rattlesnakes in this enclosure, the very first person to guess correctly, I will give you a free virtual reptarium shirt. And I will pay the shipping cost to send it to you. $16 people in here, 4 likes. That means only a quarter of the people. You can't play. You heard me say it before. You can't take a guess. No, I'm asking you, is there a reason you can't play that you can share with me, or is there just a reason that you don't really want to share? Oh, you can't play because I told you the number before. I caught it now. I was thinking you were saying you can't play, that you heard me tell you this before, not the number, but tell you to guess before. I got it now. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes. I'm sorry. Um, well, you've got the number correct on the ones that I salvaged from the female that got hit on the road, but they also are the other ones from my 11-year-old female combined in this enclosure. But you are correct on half of it. Yes. And look, if you feel comfortable enough to email me an address, I will send you a shirt anyway because you are a loyal watcher, follower. You know, you come in here every day. But yes, that's why it looks like more. It's because I've got the ones from my 11-year-old female that gave birth this year, and I have those 5 that we managed to hatch out of the 6 embryos that we salvaged of the 8 that were in that female that got killed on the road. Oh shit. The camera just fell. Let me get that fixed real quick. As much as you watch, Sue, you should be able to figure it out by getting to know each one of the snakes individually and their patterns. As much as you watch, you'll eventually be able to say, well, that one is this one. You'll be able to give them all names from home. Mm-mm. I'm going to show you something real fast here. I got to move the camera to show you. But after we took Eyeless and held her with the hook there and stuff, this is one of the reasons I want to use her as an ambassador. Now that we did that, she's over here looking at me all curious. And she, comes over here, stands up, looks at the glass and everything. That's why I think she'll be a good ambassador because she's already getting familiar. Some people believe that reptiles don't get familiar with their handler or anything like that, but I wholeheartedly believe they do. Yeah, I figured you would recognize some. Especially there's 4 of them in here that I believe you could relatively easily identify. There are 3 of them that are the black phase. They are slightly darker than the rest. And then you have Eyeless, which you'll recognize Eyeless because of her size and also because of her eye. Yeah, the lighter ones are all going to be yellow phase. In the Northeast, where you find these black phase and the yellow phase is more dominant than the black phase. I'm going to give you all a close-up of one of these guys. I got him in a tube right now. He's the one that I had told y'all, for anybody that was here when I said it. But I had had one that the flies laid larvae or maggots in his belly button. But here's a belly shot. There's his belly button. As you see, it's healing up really good. It's healing up perfect, actually. So that's good news. He's doing really good as far as that goes. And I'll try to show you the single button they have for a rattle. There you go. There's the single button. Like I say, the rattles cannot make any noise at this size. But here in another shed or two, they will. Give me 1 second and I will get the camera back up correctly. Let me put this snake away before I risk getting bit, and then I will go ahead and go on, little dude. Go on, get in there. Go on. Go on. Go on. No, don't climb backwards. Go in the tube. Go on. Get in there. Hey. All right, dude. We're going to do it that way. Fine, then. Let me sit you down and get the camera back right, and then I'll help you. Come on, little guy. You got to come out of that tube. Oh, no. Come on, little guy. All right, little dude. Now let's lift the lid and let's stick you in here. I will be back shortly. I have a Pepsi addiction, so I got to go buy some Pepsi because I'm out. Hi, Danielle. Thanks for stopping by. While you're here, double tap that screen, give us a thumbs up, please. Sue is the moderator in here. She can probably tell you a little bit about these snakes. She has learned a lot over the last several days. Sue, by the looks of some of these names that I see come in here that do say hi and stuff sometimes, I'm kind of thinking that some of the people that are watching don't understand what I'm asking for. It's probably a different language. I'm going to try to figure out. I know on the videos, there's a way that they translate my videos for other languages. And I'm going to see if there's a way to set that up for live streams as well, because that may be part of the problem. Well, I'm back a little sooner than I expected. I went outside getting ready to go buy some Pepsi, and I found a couple wild ones out there on the stump. All right, Sue, thank you again as well. I'm going to go ahead and end the streams for the night, everybody. I don't know if anybody's even in here watching right now, but I'm going to go ahead and end this. You have a good night, everyone. Thank you for watching.